I saw a TikTok interview this morning of Viktor Frankl, and I don't know if you know Viktor Frankl or not, but he wrote an amazing book. I'm going to try to show it here and keep it in focus, but it's called The Man's Search for the Meaning of Life. Viktor Frankl was in the Nazi death camps during World War II. He was a psychiatrist before and after that experience. And he used his experiences in Auschwitz and Dachau to basically conduct his own study, if you will, of human psychology and really how people survive challenges and extreme challenges and extreme tragedies like the Holocaust. And his conclusion was that the way that people deal with that is by having a absolute meaning in their life, something that is their passion, something that keeps them going day in and day out. No matter what the circumstances, they're able to stay positive or at least to keep moving forward because of this meaning in their life. Okay, what does this have to do with your credit unions? I certainly am not saying that what we experience in our credit unions is life and death like Viktor Frankl went through. However, this idea of having a meaning and something that keeps us moving forward is very real in all of our individual lives, but collectively at our credit unions. And so I think today, the younger generation, and I don't like to generalize too much about generations, but I think studies show that it's true with our younger generation. They really want to have something meaningful that comes from their job, something meaningful from the company, the credit union in this case, that they choose to do business with. And I think the time has come for us as leaders of those credit unions to really focus on what is our meaning, what is our passion, what is our mission, what are our values. Now, we've talked about mission, vision, values for many, many years, right? Some of you have it printed on your walls, and that's awesome and great. However, we've got to make it actionable. The time is now to really make those mission, vision, values, that meaning, that purpose, if you will, that Viktor Frankl talked about, to make that actionable. Day in and day out, give our people something to get out of bed for and to come to work. Something to get them to leave at the end of the day, kind of floating on cloud nine because they're so gratified with how they've helped their members or helped their coworkers or helped their communities or all of the above. Not only do we have to have a mission, vision, values, but we need to be transparent about it. We need to talk about it on a regular basis. And if you're a people leader, if you're a department manager, a branch manager, a supervisor, it doesn't matter. If you're in charge of leading people, that has to be at the core of your coaching and leadership. Again, talk about it, reference it, tie actions and behaviors back to our core values and our guiding principles and our mission and vision, etc. Really make it paramount, really weave it into the fabric of your culture and your organization. It'll be a huge differentiator for your employees, and then by extension, it'll also be a differentiator with your members and your prospective members who are going to say, wow, this place is different. This isn't like all the other financial institutions I've done business with. These people are different. And that's what we need in order to maintain the relationships with our existing members as well as attract new members as we move forward. So focus on mission, vision, value, purpose, principles, as a real differentiator for your credit union.